When me and my colleagues are faced with change, my top three tips for dealing with the change are that others can help, you can't control all elements, and that you will not break at the first sign of change. At one point in time, my school system, or excuse me, my school wanted to introduce a data wall for the whole school. And they wanted every teacher to put stickers up beside their student names for attendance and for grades each week so that every teacher in the whole school could see data for every student in the whole school all displayed on these big posters on the wall. And in a meeting, several of my team members were complaining and just upset and thought it was pointless. And I spoke up and said, hey, let's just try it and see how it goes. And we can try it after a few weeks and go from there. So change can be a little annoying, but those tips can help deal with that. For the next question about helping parents, I think that one way I've helped parent involvement is with communication. So it's usually prohibited for teachers to use their personal cell phone to communicate with parents. However, I've experienced that if I use my personal cell without blocking the number or using a school number, parents are a lot more receptive, more likely to answer the phone. And there was one school that I was at, school system, where I was keeping in close contact with parents and sending them text updates about behavior, grades, progress. And if they were doing something special in school, I would send them a picture or a video of how they were doing. And parents responded very well to that. So parents just want to stay in the loop and they want to know how they can help and how they can step in and what's really going on at school. With the direct leadership style, I can think about one particular math department leader that at times had a very direct leadership style whenever we had our team meetings. She would make sure that each teacher was participating and that we were trying to get down to the bottom of what we were trying to accomplish. For example, with pacing, she was very direct about exactly what standards we needed to teach and made sure that we taught by the end of 11th grade because she knew that these things would be on the SAT. So, some of the other team members, it was a little annoying for us because we felt like we were being forced to do these things and being forced to finish the content, but the advantages were that we were able to stay focused and she gave us non negotiables that we didn't have to question or wonder about, and it just gave us a plan on how to continue the rest of our semester. For the facilitative leadership style, an example of when I've experienced this is with my current instructional coach. When she speaks in meetings, she has a very mellow and calm tone, I guess similar to mine, but she can be very calming during intense situations. And she can make sure that everyone is focused and she can wrangle us in and make sure that we're keeping the students as our focus and our top priority. She asks us these thought provoking questions like, how does this relate to the milestone? Are we making sure that we're teaching to the rigor of the milestone? She makes sure that we tie in data and that we're making sure that we're trying to allow students their best opportunity to succeed. I think one potential disadvantage of the facilitative style is that maybe like this instructional coach or just in general, they can be a bit too optimistic or unrealistic, or have these high expectations for some students that will just never give their best effort, no matter how hard you try to help them and work for them to do better. Some of them are just going to either truly struggle and never hit high marks, or their apathy is just so strong that they're never going to hit high marks. All right, those are my 4 responses. Thank you.